What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Sinister Bunny Studios, and welcome to another Alright, this week I've got something very interesting to talk to you guys about. Those of you who are well versed in the metal world and may or may not understand this band from a while back, who continuously try to be something that I guess naturally that they're not. Nickleback. And they are probably one of the most memed, made fun of, controversial bands that are out there in terms of metal, because they try to claim they're hardcore and super metal and people don't think so, and they get a bad rep for a lot of stuff. And recently, if you have not heard, Charlie Daniels of the Charlie Daniels Band passed away, and so a lot of people have been doing tributes and stuff to him. And I guess Nickleback just dropped a cover of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And if you haven't heard the original, I'll probably put a link down in the description for you to go listen to The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band. Really, really amazing song. I actually got the opportunity to see the Charlie Daniels Band live in concert years back, and they put on a very, very good show. But Nickleback all of a sudden dropped this cover of The Devil Went Down to Georgia that had a special guest appearance from Dave Martone of the Charlie Daniels Band. So that was interesting. And if you want to go ahead and go listen to that before you hear me talk about it, I'll put a link or a card or something like that for you guys to go watch it and listen to it yourself. That way you're understanding the stuff I'm talking about. So I guess I'll give my immediate reaction to it. It's decent, I guess. For Nickleback, I think it's a decent cover. I used to listen to Nickleback a very, 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 very long time ago when I was first getting into heavier music. I had a single Nickleback CD, and I listened to it every once in a while. They've had some decent songs, but most of their stuff is, I could really go without it. I'm not a big Nickleback fan or anything like that, but I'll give them props for this cover because they did a decent job. It didn't really blow me away or anything, but I think they did they did it justice, and it was a decent enough cover for them to say that they did it as a tribute to Charlie Daniels and all that fun stuff. The problems that I have with it are just the biggest issue that I have with it is the tone. I think of Testament. If there's one guitar tone that I want above all else, it's somewhere between Testament, let's think, their newest album, Testament, Titans of Creation, that guitar tone, and John Petrucci of Dream Theater's guitar tone, somewhere in between there. That's my ideal and dream guitar tone. And now, there are good guitar tones and there are not so good guitar tones. Some are in between, and it can be kind of subjective as to whether you think it's good or not, but there are also some that are just very bad. And I think that the heavy guitar tone in this cover was kind of bad, I guess. It wasn't very good, in my opinion, and I don't know if that's a thing with Nickleback or if it was just the way they had to do this cover with COVID and stuff. Maybe they had to do it remotely or something. I'm not sure. But regardless, the guitar tone could be a lot better, and the soloing in it, which I'm assuming is from Dave Martone, it's a lot of tapping stuff, it seems like, which you can be really good at tapping, like Eddie Van Halen, amazing at tapping. And tapping is one of the first solo techniques that a lot of people learn because it's easy to pick up to be able to sound really, really good. Obviously, you can get very complex with tapping, but as a general stance, tapping is one of those easier soloing techniques that you can learn to impress people and show off a bit. And it had a lot of that in this. And they took out some of the lyrics, some of the parts that I wish they would have kept in because they added their own thing to it. But, whatever. They did their own rendition of it. But I think it's missing a couple things. I think it's missing a good guitar tone for the rhythm and even, the solo stuff. And I also think it's missing, it's missing those lyrics that they took out, that they should have kept in. That's just my honest opinion. But other than that, And the fact that they changed some of the lyrics, instead of it being fiddles in the song, it's guitars. So they changed it a little bit. I think it was decent enough. They did it justice, like I said. And I think, what's his name? Chad? Is that the lead singer of Nickleback? Is his name Chad something? I think his voice did fairly well on this song. I think it had that low storytelling type of rumble to it, which is kind of what the original is sort of like. And so I think it does justice there. It was very different to hear them do something like this, because I'm not used to hearing Nickelback trying to be like that. And that's the hard part, I think, and why they get so much crap. Because they try to be this heavy band that they're just not. They have their sound, and if they try to be super heavy, like a Metallica type of heavy, they just don't do it very well. And, just some people aren't cut out to do that kind of stuff. And you got to learn to accept that. And when you try to be something that you just can't be, it gets kind of sad sometimes. And I think that's why Nickelback gets a lot of crap. However, with this cover, I think it was pretty decent, like I said. I don't have a huge problem with it. I'm actually surprised of the effort that they put into doing this, and I think it was really cool. I think it could have been done better, but that's just me. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about it, and tell me what you think the guitar tone sounds like, if it's really good or not. Because to me, it doesn't sound like a good, crunchy, defined metal guitar tone. To me, it sounds like using a distortion pedal. Now, some of you beginner guitar players may use distortion pedals, or some of you that are more advanced or on my level remember early on using distortion pedals and stuff like that, because I'm guilty of that myself when I was younger. They don't sound great, and they get super muddy, and they just don't sound good generally. So that's kind of what it sounds like they used, some kind of like metal, like a metal muff, like a big metal muff. Is that Electro Harmonics or something that made that, the metal muff? Some kind of distortion pedal. That's what it sounds like they're using, instead of like the actual gain from an amp with like an overdrive in the front for a clean boost. Whatever. I mean, they did what they want. They can do what they want. They have freedom to do what they want with it. And that's fine. I just don't think it was very good. In the tone. The song is decent, like I've said a million times. The tone is not my favorite, but that's neither here nor there. I guess that's the second part of what I could talk about in this, is the fact that Charlie Daniels did pass away, which is very sad. I am a huge Charlie Daniels Band fan. I have been for years. Like, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, what was it called? Caballo Diablo. It's about like a devil horse or something like that. I love that song. They're one of those bands that's kind of tinge on country-ish, folky-ish that I can stand. And like I said, I got to see the Charlie Daniels Band back, God, I don't even know when. Very long time ago. It was a concert in my hometown, and it was Aaron Lewis from the band Stained. He opened up with like an acoustic set, playing some of his solo stuff and some Stained stuff, and then Charlie Daniels Band played. And it was really cool, and I'm glad I got to see that. And actually, I don't think I have it here. I think it's still in my old bedroom at my dad's house. I'll have to find that. And maybe I'll find it sometime soon, or have him find it, and I'll have my brother take a picture of it and send it to me to give you guys an update on it. I have a CD from when I saw them of the guitar, not the guitar player who played in this cover, the other guitar player, I believe, something Brown. I can't remember, but I have his CD. I met him after the show or before the show. I met him, and he signed the CD for me. So I have a signed copy of his solo thing, of his solo album, one of the guitar players from the Charlie Daniels Band, somewhere. I think it's at my dad's house, in the house that I grew up in. I'll have to find that, maybe find it find it and take a picture and post it on Instagram or something. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, definitely go over to Sinister Bunny Studios on Instagram and follow me there. If you don't want to go searching, just go down in the description on your phone or tablet or whatever you use, and there are links to all the social media for this channel: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Just click over to it and you're good to go. But yeah, I have a signed copy of a CD from one of the guitar players of the Charlie Daniels Band, and I think that was pretty cool. And again, they're like that southern rock / country type of band that I can stand. I can deal with it. It's not a huge problem for me. I can deal with it, and I actually really love their music. I used to listen to their music all the time, along with heavy metal like Testament and Megadeth and Metallica back in my super Bay Area thrash metal days. I'd go from listening to System of a Down to Megadeth to Dream Theater, then to the Charlie Daniels Band. So they've been a big part of my life for a long time because I've listened to them as long as I can remember, and it's really sad to see him go. I'm just glad that I was able to see him myself live in concert. They made a pretty big impact on the music world in their genre, and I don't think anybody's really going to forget them. And the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," it seems like one of those songs that everybody can kind of enjoy. And I wonder if I did a cover of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia." I wonder how I could do that. I wonder how I can make it different. That should be a song that I add to the list of covers to do. "Devil Went Down to Georgia." I wonder if I could do good by that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You guys think I could do that very well? I think it would be fun to do. I know a lot of people have done it in a metal / rock version, but it's a really good song. Other than that, there's not much else that I had to bring up to you guys, other than the fact that Charlie Daniels from the Charlie Daniels Band passed away, and Nickleback just dropped a cover of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" not too long ago, and it actually is kind of decent. Like I said, go listen to it yourself and let me know what you think about it. If I were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well they did, like a 6.5. The guitar tone was off for me, and the soloing was just kind of, it is what it is. It wasn't special. But they did a decent job, and they removed some lyrics though too. That's another minus on my end. I mean, you can do what you want with it, that's fine, but doesn't mean it's going to appease everybody. I was someone who thought it was kind of so about a 6.5. I'll split the difference, 6.25. I'll give it a 6.25 out of 10. That's my rendition, and if Nickleback for some reason is watching this, update your guitar tone to something a little more boom, ballsy, because that stuff was just a little too muddy and fuzzy for me to be heavy. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm trying to keep these Heavy Metal Mondays very focused on a certain topic. Maybe eventually I'll add more topics like I started to do at first, but I kind of want to narrow it to certain topics for the videos. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm experimenting. It's a new series. There's a lot of new stuff to bring about in the series, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of try this, try that, try this, try that. So do you guys like the single topic, or do you like multiple topics? Just let me know how the series is going, as well as interacting with the actual episodes themselves. Anyway, it's very hot, and I have more video stuff to record. So with that, I'm going to end it here. So thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video.